Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.
As the new 2 weeks of October 6th through October 17th, 2025, begin to unfold in Port Charles, fans of General Hospital can expect more twists, betrayals, and emotional confrontations than ever before. The show is heading into a fall stretch filled with shocking revelations, dangerous alliances, and the kind of cliffhangers that will leave viewers counting down until the next episode. Some stories that have been simmering for months finally boil over, while others set the stage for long-term drama that will dominate the rest of the year. At the center of it all are tangled romances, bitter rivalries, and secrets that threaten to upend lives across the canvas. Characters who have been walking fine lines will find themselves exposed, while others who thought they had the upper hand may lose it in the blink of an eye. The next 2 weeks promise to deliver that classic soap mix of romance, suspense, and jaw-dropping twists. Sonny Corinthos once again finds himself at a crossroads as his empire, family, and personal relationships clash in explosive ways. His relationship with Nina is still precarious, especially after recent betrayals that have left him questioning who he can truly trust. The Corinthos organization is under threat from multiple sides, and Sonny's usual control seems to be slipping. As he attempts to keep his business intact, his enemies grow bolder, and whispers of betrayal from within the organization begin to surface. Sonny's paranoia will reach a dangerous peak, and those closest to him may find themselves pushed away at the very moment he needs them most. What makes it worse is that the FBI investigation continues to loom, and Sonny could be facing consequences far beyond the mob world if he isn't careful. His dynamic with Ava Jerome also plays into this storyline, as Ava continues to straddle the line between ally and potential threat. Their complicated bond will only grow more tangled as secrets spill out, and Sonny wonders if she is playing her own dangerous game. Carly Spencer is equally caught in the storm, determined to protect her children and her independence, but once again pulled into Sonny's orbit. Carly's struggles are compounded by her deep involvement with Drew Kane, whose own battles are far from over. The relationship between Carly and Drew has grown stronger, but challenges keep piling up. Drew faces difficult choices about his future, including whether he can continue down the path he has chosen or if his loyalty to Carly and his family will take him in a new direction. His feud with Nina is not going away, and new sparks may fly as Drew continues to dig for leverage that could change everything. Carly, meanwhile, may find herself confronting painful truths about where she truly belongs and whether old ties can ever really be severed. These next 2 weeks will push Carly and Drew in ways that test the foundation of their relationship, and viewers will be left wondering if they will survive the fallout together or drift apart under pressure. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Jason Morgan's return has already caused ripples across nearly every family and friendship in town, and the next 2 weeks promise even greater aftershocks. Jason's presence has reignited old loyalties and reopened deep wounds. His dynamic with Sam is at the forefront, with emotions running high as they navigate their complicated history. Sam has built a life without Jason, yet his reappearance forces her to confront feelings she thought were buried. The situation is further complicated by her commitment to Dante Falconeri, whose steady presence in her life has given her stability that Jason rarely provided. The triangle between Jason, Sam, and Dante is heating up, and the next few episodes will show how fragile trust can be when old flames are reignited. Dante's patience is tested as Jason and Sam's connection resurfaces, and he begins to wonder whether Sam's heart is truly his or if Jason still holds a piece of it that can never be replaced. The return of Jason also puts pressure on his relationship with Carly. Their bond, which has always been unshakable, faces new complications now that Drew is in Carly's life. Jason's loyalty to Carly has never wavered, but the lines between friendship and something deeper are always blurry. Fans can expect meaningful, emotional scenes between Jason and Carly in the next 2 weeks, as they reflect on their shared history and the sacrifices they've made for each other. Those conversations could open the door for renewed feelings, creating even more drama for Carly as she weighs her heart's desires against her current reality with Drew. Meanwhile, Jason must also contend with his role in Sonny's world and whether he can support his best friend without losing himself again in a cycle of violence and danger. As the action heats up, Anna Devane finds herself in a battle that blurs the line between personal and professional. After everything she has endured over the past year, Anna is no stranger to danger, but the new threats facing her may prove to be the most complicated yet. The investigation she has been working on takes a dark turn, and she begins to suspect that there is a mole somewhere close to her. The possibility that someone she trusts could be undermining her mission leaves Anna unsettled, and the implications stretch far beyond just her career. Valentine Cassidy's involvement in her life further complicates matters, as their romantic connection continues to be tested by lies, secrets, and the weight of their past. Valentine, ever the master manipulator, claims that his loyalty lies with Anna, but doubts continue to gnaw at her. The next 2 weeks will force Anna to decide how much faith she is willing to put in Valentine, and whether her instincts about him are correct, or dangerously wrong. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Baldwin is once again pulled into a whirlwind of emotions as her family's challenges come to the forefront. Liz has been trying to hold everything together, but questions about Jake's future and the lingering pain of past traumas keep resurfacing. Jason's return plays a pivotal role in Liz's life as well, reopening old chapters she thought were long closed. Their interactions in the coming days stir memories and unresolved feelings, but Liz knows she must prioritize her children above all else. Still, Jason's presence reminds her of the person she once was and the choices that shaped her. Her story also intersects with Finn, whose struggles with addiction and heartbreak may finally push him toward a breaking point. Liz wants to be supportive, but she also realizes that she cannot be the one to save Finn from himself. The next 2 weeks will see Liz making difficult choices about who she lets into her life and how she protects her family from further chaos. Another storyline gaining momentum involves Curtis Ashford and his ongoing recovery, both physically and emotionally. Curtis has been determined to rebuild his life after tragedy, but the path has not been easy. His relationship with Portia is tested once again, as secrets from the past continue to cause friction between them. While Portia desperately wants to move forward and create a sense of stability for their family, Curtis finds it hard to let go of his doubts. Adding to the tension is the ongoing situation with Trina, who is caught between her parents' struggles and her own blossoming romance with Spencer Cassidy. Trina wants to believe that she and Spencer can carve out a happy future together, but his Cassidy heritage and constant entanglements threaten their peace. The next 2 weeks will bring major turning points for Trina and Spencer, as choices are made that could either solidify their bond or drive them apart once and for all. Nina Reeves also continues to stir up drama across Port Charles, unable to escape the consequences of her past choices. Her role in Sonny's life remains unstable, as his trust in her hangs by a thread. Nina's actions are scrutinized not only by Sonny but also by Carly, Drew, and others who refuse to let her rewrite history. At the same time, Nina's attempts to maintain her connection to Willow and her family are met with resistance. Willow has been slowly trying to establish boundaries, but Nina's desperation keeps pushing her to cross lines. Michael's distrust of Nina only grows stronger, and in the next 2 weeks, he may take steps to cut her out completely. Nina is on the verge of making another rash decision that could have far-reaching consequences, setting her up for yet another battle where she may end up more isolated than ever. On another front, Brooklyn Quartermaine and Chase face challenges of their own as they balance their careers and personal life. Brooklyn's ambitious streak is once again in the spotlight as she navigates the music business while also trying to support Chase in his role at the PCPD. Their love for one another is undeniable, but conflicts about priorities and trust begin to bubble beneath the surface. Brooklyn's Quartermaine roots mean that she is constantly pulled into family drama, and the next 2 weeks are no exception. Ned, Olivia, and the rest of the family are never far from chaos, and Brooklyn will have to juggle being both a supportive partner and a dedicated daughter. Chase, meanwhile, finds himself in the middle of a new case that ties into larger storylines around town, one that could ultimately put him in conflict with some of the very people Brooklyn is closest to. Across town, Laura Collins continues to act as the moral compass of Port Charles, but even she finds herself pulled into the chaos around her. Laura has been trying to keep her family together while also managing the endless crises that come with being the mayor. Her deep concern for Nicholas remains at the forefront, as she struggles to balance her duties with her maternal instincts. Nicholas, who has made questionable choices time and again, faces new challenges that force him to confront the damage he has caused. Laura's love for her son is unwavering, but even she may find her patience running thin as his actions ripple across the community. At the same time, Laura remains a steady presence for Spencer and Trina, though her efforts to guide them may not be enough to shield them from the fallout of Cassidy drama. Over the next 2 weeks, Laura's strength will be tested as she faces personal dilemmas that could put her at odds with some of the very people she has always fought to protect. Esme Prince also remains a thorn in the side of multiple Port Charles residents. Though she has claimed to be working toward redemption, her past continues to haunt her, and few are willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. Esme's attempts to prove herself clash with the ongoing mistrust she faces from those who have been hurt by her schemes. Her dynamic with Spencer and Trina takes a complicated turn in the next 2 weeks, as Esme struggles with her feelings of isolation and resentment. While she tries to create a new identity for herself, old habits die hard, and it may not be long before Esme slips back into her manipulative ways. Viewers will see moments where she appears genuine, only to later question whether she can truly be trusted. Her place in Port Charles remains uncertain, and the decisions she makes between October 6th and 17th could set the course for her long-term future on the canvas. In another corner of town, Alexis Davis finds herself navigating new challenges as she seeks stability for her family. Alexis has long been a character whose personal life and professional endeavors are deeply entwined, and the next 2 weeks will highlight both aspects of her journey. Her daughters continue to look to her for guidance, but Alexis is still haunted by her own missteps. She wants to be a source of strength for Christina, Molly, and Sam, yet she knows that her past continues to cast a shadow. With Christina now pushing forward with her surrogacy journey, Alexis is forced to confront her concerns about the risks involved and whether Christina is truly ready for what lies ahead. Meanwhile, Molly and TJ face pressures of their own, and Alexis feels torn between letting her daughters make their own choices and stepping in when she fears they could be hurt. This delicate balance will play out in emotional conversations, as Alexis once again questions whether she has been a good enough mother while also trying to chart her own path toward peace. Over at the hospital, medical drama continues to intertwine with personal lives, particularly for TJ Ashford and Portia Robinson. TJ is dedicated to his work, but the demands of his profession weigh heavily on his relationship with Molly. As they continue to grapple with the changes in their family dynamic, stress begins to seep into their day-to-day interactions. Molly, who has been focused on her legal career, also struggles with feelings of being overshadowed by others in her family. The next 2 weeks will see these tensions rise, as TJ and Molly must confront whether their ambitions are pulling them apart or if they can find a way to support one another while pursuing their dreams. Portia, meanwhile, is dealing not only with her professional responsibilities but also the strain in her personal life with Curtis. Her desire to maintain a strong family unit is admirable, but the fractures in her marriage and her strained relationship with Trina leave her wondering if she has already lost too much. Maxie Jones is another character finding herself at a turning point. Having endured years of ups and downs, Maxie is determined to create a stable home for her children. Yet stability is hard to come by in Port Charles, especially when the people closest to you are constantly embroiled in drama. Her work at Deception continues to provide a creative outlet, but even there, complications are brewing. Tensions within the company threaten to disrupt her progress, and Maxie will be forced to choose between her loyalty to her colleagues and her own ambitions. At the same time, Maxie's love life remains uncertain, and fans can expect her to reflect on whether she is truly ready to open her heart again. The next 2 weeks will give viewers a glimpse into Maxie's hopes and fears, as she continues her journey of self-discovery while juggling the responsibilities of being a mother and a professional in a high-stakes business world. As the drama continues, the Quartermaine family remains one of the most complicated and entertaining households in Port Charles, with their constant blend of business disputes and personal entanglements. Ned and Olivia are once again working to find common ground in their marriage, but the pressures of the ELQ empire threaten to undermine their efforts. Ned's commitment to the company has always been a point of tension, and with Brooklyn deeply invested in her own career choices, family gatherings often spiral into arguments about priorities, loyalty, and legacy. Olivia, who has fought hard to maintain harmony, finds herself caught in the middle of a family storm that shows no signs of settling. The Quartermaine's ability to turn even the smallest conflict into a full-blown war ensures that the next 2 weeks will be filled with both comedic moments and high-stakes clashes. Whether they are debating business strategies or personal decisions, the Quartermaines never do anything quietly, and fans can expect their iconic family dinners to once again devolve into chaos. Over at Deception, the fallout from recent corporate battles continues to play out. Lucy Coe remains determined to keep the company afloat, even as rivalries within and outside the business intensify. Her passion for deception is as fiery as ever, but that same passion often leads her to make rash decisions that put her at odds with her partners. Brooklyn's involvement adds another layer of tension, as her loyalty is often divided between family and business. Sasha Gilmore also remains a key figure in this storyline, working to maintain her own stability after the trauma she has endured. Sasha's resilience has inspired many around her, but the scars of her past are never far from the surface. In the next 2 weeks, she will face new challenges that test her strength and her ability to trust again. Her professional and personal lives intersect in unexpected ways, leaving her to question whether she can truly move forward or if the shadows of her past will always linger. Speaking of Sasha, her growing connection with Cody Bell continues to spark interest among fans. Cody has made it clear that he cares for Sasha, but his own troubled past and secretive nature complicate matters. Their budding relationship faces obstacles that neither of them can ignore, and the next 2 weeks will see them confronting both external pressures and their own internal fears. Cody's attempts to be honest about his background may backfire, raising new questions about whether Sasha can put her faith in him. For Sasha, who has already been through more than her fair share of heartbreak, the decision to open her heart again is not one she takes lightly. Their dynamic provides a much-needed balance of lightheartedness and emotional depth as they navigate the rocky path toward a possible future together. In another corner of Port Charles, Ava Jerome finds herself in the thick of turmoil once again. Ava's ties to Sonny remain both a source of protection and a constant danger as she grapples with her role in his world. Her complicated history and sharp instincts keep her on guard, and the next 2 weeks will push her to make choices that could have lasting consequences. While Ava often thrives in high-stakes situations, her desire to protect Avery remains her primary motivation. This maternal instinct frequently collides with her entanglements in Sonny's orbit, creating a precarious balancing act. At the same time, Ava's rivalry with Nina is never far from the surface, and their interactions in the coming days promise to be explosive. Ava knows how to use her words as weapons, and she may just find the perfect moment to strike at Nina when she least expects it. Elsewhere, Sam McCall and Dante Falconeri continue to wrestle with the impact of Jason's return. Sam has worked hard to build a stable, grounded relationship with Dante, but the undeniable connection she shares with Jason complicates everything. Dante is no fool, and while he trusts Sam, he cannot ignore the lingering feelings that seem to resurface every time Jason is near. The strain between them will only grow over the next 2 weeks, as Jason becomes more entangled in the lives of those around him. Sam finds herself torn between loyalty to the life she has built with Dante and the pull of her past with Jason, leading to emotional and heart-wrenching conversations that could determine the future of her relationship. Dante's ability to remain patient will be tested, and fans will be left wondering whether Sam can truly move forward without being pulled back into Jason's orbit. Adding to the suspense, several mysteries begin to brew beneath the surface in Port Charles, hinting at larger arcs that will extend into the winter months. Whispers of a new threat linger in the background, with several characters starting to notice that events around town don't quite add up. Unexplained incidents, shady figures, and surprising alliances begin to form, creating an atmosphere of unease. While the full picture has yet to be revealed, viewers can expect clues to drop throughout the next 2 weeks that point toward a bigger story looming on the horizon. The seeds of danger are being planted now, and the payoff promises to be explosive once the truth comes to light. As the mid-October episodes unfold, the younger generation of Port Charles begins to take more of the spotlight, with Jocelyn Jax, Dex Heller, and their circle of friends pulled deeper into the ongoing chaos. Jocelyn has been struggling to define her future while still dealing with the complications of her relationship with Dex, who remains caught in the dangerous world surrounding Sonny. Jocelyn's love for Dex is strong, but she has made it clear time and again that she does not want to live in constant fear. The next 2 weeks will bring that tension to the surface once more, as Dex is faced with choices that could either solidify his loyalty to Sonny or put him at odds with the Corinthos organization. Jocelyn, never one to stay quiet, will challenge Dex to decide what kind of life he truly wants, and whether their relationship can survive if his world remains so entangled with mob violence. Their dynamic continues to echo the struggles Carly once faced with Sonny, creating a poignant parallel between mother and daughter. Cameron Webber is also poised to make waves as he re-enters the orbit of his old friends and family. His return sparks new emotions, particularly for Jocelyn, who must confront lingering feelings from their past while trying to stay committed to Dex. Cameron, more mature and more grounded than before, offers a stark contrast to the unpredictable world Jocelyn now inhabits. The possibility of a renewed triangle between Jocelyn, Dex, and Cameron begins to emerge, reminding viewers of the messy and emotional teen romances that have long been a staple of the show. This storyline not only gives fans a chance to reconnect with Cameron but also sets up long-term drama as the characters grapple with questions of love, loyalty, and the pursuit of stability in a world that rarely offers it. In the hospital corridors, Terry Randolph and Hamilton Finn continue to manage both professional and personal struggles. Terry, always a calm and steady leader, finds herself caught between supporting her colleagues and keeping the hospital on track during increasingly turbulent times. Her friendship with Liz remains one of her strongest anchors, but even she begins to feel the weight of the decisions being made. Finn, meanwhile, faces perhaps his most challenging period yet as his personal demons resurface. His relapse into destructive habits threatens not only his career but also his relationships with those who care about him most. Liz's patience is tested as she wrestles with whether to stand by him or protect her own well-being. Finn's storyline in these weeks promises deeply emotional scenes that will resonate with anyone who has seen him struggle before, leaving viewers to wonder if this time he has fallen too far to recover. Another layer of intrigue involves Robert Scorpio and his unrelenting quest to seek justice. Robert has never been one to back down from a challenge, and the latest mysteries developing in Port Charles have piqued his instincts. His sharp mind and refusal to play by anyone else's rules make him a force to be reckoned with. Over the next 2 weeks, Robert digs into a series of leads that may connect multiple storylines across town. His interactions with Anna remain a highlight, as the two veterans navigate their complicated relationship while working toward common goals. Robert's tendency to bend the rules could put him at odds with both the PCPD and his allies, but his determination to uncover the truth ensures that he will not rest until the pieces start coming together. Meanwhile, Gregory Chase's health crisis continues to cast a shadow over his family. As his condition worsens, both Finn and Chase are forced to confront the reality of what lies ahead. Emotional scenes between father and sons are set to play out, reminding viewers of the importance of family in even the darkest times. Chase, who has been trying to remain strong for everyone, may finally break down as the weight of his father's decline becomes too heavy to bear. Brooke Lynn's unwavering support helps to ground him, but the challenges they face together continue to mount. Gregory's storyline is one that brings heartfelt emotion to the canvas, offering a balance to the high-octane drama happening elsewhere in town. The next 2 weeks will highlight the fragility of life and the strength of bonds that endure even through heartbreak. As the canvas widens, suspicions also start to grow around a series of unexplained incidents that seem to be connected to a larger, unseen force. Strange occurrences at the docks, cryptic messages, and shifting alliances suggest that someone, or something, is pulling strings behind the scenes. Characters from multiple families will begin to piece together fragments of the puzzle, though few will realize the full scope of what's coming. These subtle developments set the stage for a larger November sweeps storyline, but the seeds planted in October ensure that viewers are already invested. By mid-month, it will become clear that Port Charles is heading toward a storm, and the fallout could shake the town to its core. As October deepens, Michael Corinthos finds himself once again wrestling with the weight of family loyalty and personal resentment. Michael has always been protective of his loved ones, but his long-standing conflict with Nina Reeves continues to push him to his limits. Despite Willow's attempts to keep the peace, Michael remains wary of Nina's motives, convinced that she will never truly change. Over the next 2 weeks, Michael takes steps to further distance his family from Nina, making it clear that her involvement in their lives will come at a cost. His actions, though rooted in a desire to protect Willow and the children, may inadvertently create new fractures that only deepen the rift between himself and his father, Sonny. Michael's struggle to reconcile his hatred for Nina with his desire to maintain some semblance of peace in the family is a theme that will dominate his story, and fans can expect heated confrontations and emotional showdowns that leave no one unscathed. Willow, on the other hand, tries to be the voice of reason amid the turmoil. She has endured so much in recent years: illness, betrayal, and strained family ties, and she longs for stability. Her gentle nature often puts her in the role of mediator, but even she begins to feel the pressure as Michael's hostility toward Nina intensifies. The next 2 weeks will see Willow gently but firmly pushing Michael to consider what endless conflict is doing to their family. Still, Willow's attempts at peacekeeping may not be enough to stop the looming storm, and her own boundaries will be tested when Nina crosses a line that threatens to undo months of progress. The fragile balance Willow has worked so hard to maintain could collapse, leaving her torn between the husband she loves and the mother she has been trying to forgive. Elsewhere, Christina Corinthos Davis' surrogacy journey continues to move forward, and the storyline grows more emotionally complex by the day. Christina's determination to help her sister build a family is admirable, but it comes with challenges that she could not have fully anticipated. Tensions flare as differing opinions about her choices bubble up within the family, and Christina begins to question whether she is truly prepared for the emotional toll this journey will take. Alexis, though supportive, cannot hide her concern, while Molly and TJ struggle to balance their gratitude with the fear of what might go wrong. Over the next 2 weeks, Christina will be forced to confront her own feelings about motherhood and sacrifice, leading to poignant scenes that reveal both her strength and her vulnerability. This storyline, rich with emotional layers, promises to highlight the complexities of family bonds and the difficult choices that come with love and loyalty. On another front, Valentine Cassadine once again walks a tightrope between villainy and redemption. His devotion to Anna is genuine, yet his actions often cast doubt on his true intentions. Valentine is a character who thrives in the gray areas of morality, and the next 2 weeks will see him navigating that space with skill and cunning. While he works to reassure Anna of his loyalty, his dealings behind the scenes tell a different story. Whispers of his involvement in questionable business dealings begin to surface, raising concerns not only for Anna but also for Laura and other key players in town. Valentine's charm and intellect make him difficult to pin down, but as the walls close in, he may find that even his cleverest manipulations cannot save him from the truth. Fans can expect dramatic confrontations as Valentine's double life threatens to unravel, putting his relationship with Anna at risk just as they were beginning to find their footing. Meanwhile, the Cassadine legacy continues to cast a shadow over Spencer and Trina. Their relationship, one of the most beloved among fans, faces new challenges that test their bond. Spencer's struggles with his family's dark history resurface, leaving him conflicted about the kind of man he wants to be. Trina, who has always believed in Spencer's potential for good, begins to question whether his ties to his family will forever pull him into darkness. The next 2 weeks promise both romantic moments and heartbreaking dilemmas, as Spencer and Trina are forced to confront questions about trust, loyalty, and the future they envision together. Their love story has always been a blend of youthful passion and mature challenges, and this chapter will be no different. The obstacles ahead will either make them stronger or drive a wedge between them that could change everything. Rounding out the action, there are hints of a growing conspiracy lurking beneath the surface of Port Charles' life. Several characters, including Anna, Robert, and Jordan, begin to notice strange patterns that suggest a coordinated threat. Small incidents that might have once seemed insignificant now take on new meaning, leading to a growing sense of unease. While the full picture is not yet clear, the groundwork is being laid for a major revelation. By the end of this 2-week stretch, viewers will have just enough clues to know that something big is coming, setting the stage for the kind of explosive November sweeps storyline that will keep fans glued to their screens. Brooklyn Quartermaine and Harrison Chase remain at the heart of a storyline that mixes love, family loyalty, and ambition. Their relationship has been one of the more stable unions in Port Charles recently, but stability in this town rarely lasts for long. Chase's dedication to his work at the PCPD often collides with Brooklyn's efforts to expand her influence in the music industry and prove herself within the Quartermaine family. These differences, while manageable in the past, begin to spark deeper disagreements in the next 2 weeks. Brooklyn's relentless drive is admirable, but her tendency to prioritize business decisions over personal ones leaves Chase feeling sidelined. At the same time, Chase is pulled into a case that has unexpected ties to people close to Brooklyn, creating a situation where his professional duty could come into direct conflict with her personal loyalty. This tension builds slowly but surely, and by mid-October, their once solid foundation may start to show cracks. At the hospital, Sasha Gilmore continues to rebuild her life while also dealing with the challenges of moving forward. Her relationship with Cody Bell offers moments of warmth and hope, but Sasha's hesitation remains palpable. After all she has endured, the loss of her child, battles with addiction, and betrayals from those she trusted, opening her heart again does not come easily. Cody's persistence and sincerity win him points, but his own history of secrets threatens to derail their budding romance. The next 2 weeks will see Cody confronted with questions about his past, forcing him to decide whether full honesty is worth the risk of losing Sasha. For Sasha, this becomes another test of her ability to trust, and while she yearns for stability, the fear of being hurt again looms large. Fans who have rooted for Sasha to find happiness will be drawn into every twist of this storyline, as the balance between hope and heartbreak remains razor-thin. Lucy Coe, meanwhile, is in her usual whirlwind as deception continues to face obstacles. Lucy's energy and enthusiasm are unmatched, but she often acts first and thinks later, a trait that creates complications both in business and in her personal life. The company faces unexpected threats that could put its future in jeopardy, and Lucy must rally her partners if she wants to stay afloat. Brooklyn's involvement only adds to the drama, especially as her ties to the Quartermain Empire sometimes clash with Deception's independence. Maxie, too, plays a critical role in keeping things steady, though her patience with Lucy's antics wears thin. The next 2 weeks will see Deception on the edge of both disaster and triumph, with moments of humor and tension woven throughout. For longtime fans, Lucy's mix of chaos and charm continues to be one of the show's most reliable sources of entertainment. Turning to the Corinthos world, Dex Heller continues to walk a dangerous line. His loyalty to Sunny is being tested like never before, and with Jocelyn pressuring him to choose a safer path, Dex feels increasingly torn. Sunny's trust in Dex has wavered at times, and whispers of betrayal within the organization make Sunny more suspicious than ever. Dex's desire to protect Jocelyn clashes with his need to prove himself, and these next 2 weeks will force him to make a choice that could alter the trajectory of his future. Jocelyn, fiery and determined, refuses to let Dex risk everything for Sunny, and her ultimatums could lead to explosive confrontations. Their storyline serves as a mirror to Carly and Sunny's past, highlighting the generational echoes of love, danger, and impossible choices within the Corinthos orbit. Elsewhere, Ava Jerome finds herself once again tangled in the webs of Port Charles' power plays. Her uneasy alliance with Sunny continues to be tested, particularly as she works to secure Avery's safety and future. Ava is a character who thrives on control, but the next 2 weeks leave her vulnerable in ways she did not anticipate. Her battles with Nina intensify, as both women fight to assert themselves in Sunny's life and beyond. Ava's sharp tongue and calculated moves make her a formidable opponent, and viewers can expect more than one heated exchange that leaves lasting consequences. At the same time, Ava's own secrets threaten to surface, secrets that could unravel the fragile balance she has managed to maintain. The question of whether Ava will emerge victorious or once again find herself isolated hangs over her story as October progresses. Meanwhile, Anna Devane's storyline continues to expand as she pieces together fragments of a larger mystery. Her instincts tell her that something far more sinister is unfolding behind the scenes, and the next 2 weeks will show her working tirelessly to uncover the truth. With Robert Scorpio and Jordan Ashford occasionally crossing paths with her investigation, the possibility of a coordinated effort to expose a hidden threat begins to emerge. Anna's suspicions about Valentine grow stronger, and though she wants to believe in their love, doubt seeps in with every half-truth and omission she discovers. Fans can expect intense scenes of confrontation, strategy, and vulnerability as Anna grapples with both her professional mission and her personal desires. Her journey during this stretch of episodes not only advances the mystery but also lays the emotional groundwork for what promises to be explosive revelations in the weeks to come.